We got a brand new merch design, the three pure-blooded Saiyans in their most powerful forms. Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego, and Full Power Broly right now in the Geekdom 101 store. Get it in many colors and sizes, a variety of options for you to choose from. Whatever you think looks the best. And if you don't want like a regular shirt, there are tons of different design choices. You can get a mouse pad, you can even get it on a hat or a baseball cap. For a limited time only, the link will be in the description. This is what we've been waiting for. Look, it took freaking 8 episodes, which I think is a very long time, and I think they could have used their time wisely. But man, Dragon Ball Daima Episode 8, called Tamagami, really advanced this show. Not only did we get an absolutely phenomenal fight featuring some of the best choreography, animation, and camera work we've ever seen in Dragon Ball, but we also got a new character introduced and the progression of the story of Dr. Orinsu's plot. Of course, if you've been keeping up with the leaks here on the channel, going back to the summertime, you already know somewhat of an idea of what's going on, but this episode gave us so much more. I want to comment, first of all, on this fight at the beginning of the episode. Goku versus Tamagami 3. It's so awesome because they start fighting first in base, and this is like the closest we're gonna get to like an anime Goku versus Thor, because Tamagami's powers include he can throw the hammer like Mjolnir and actually telekinetically pull it back or push it, and he can actually use ki. So he's got that. Plus, he's a hand-to-hand combat fighter. Now, in the grand scheme of things, on the power scale, he's not going to be that high because this point in the timeline is before Super, so all the God forms and the higher level stuff hasn't been discovered yet. However, for this time, Tamagami gave Goku a hell of a fight. I mean, they went at it. So listen, go out of your way to see this episode. If you have been skipping Daima or waiting to binge it, or whatever, like if you're, kind of on the fence about it, I understand and I agree. The pacing of the last 3 episodes has not been very good, especially since the show's only going to be 20 episodes. But now is the time because, good Lord, this fight, albeit short, was awesome. First of all, they start fighting weapon with weapon. So we see Goku using the Nioibo, the power pole, and Tamagami using the hammer. There's a part where he's actually pushing Goku into a mountain. Like they're actually having like a test of strength, and this triggers Goku into going Super Saiyan. So he's oh my god, this sequence was so beautiful. He's in Super Saiyan, the energy's flowing everywhere. Naotoshi Shida, the legendary animator who did Dragon Ball Super, Goku vs. Jiren in Omen, which was episode 110, a little bit of 130, and Gogeta vs. Broly, steps in. And as you know, he's one of Toei's main event animators. There are sequences here that blew my mind. Goku does like a move that, like a Kamehameha that was sort of like a mini version it was like a move that was like a mini version of Goku's Kamehameha on Kefla when he was Ultra Instinct. He's hopping around the rocks. Instead, here there were some rocks that were being destroyed around them, and Goku's using them to kind of platform off of them. That was awesome. Goku eventually goes Super Saiyan 2. So we see it. It was beautifully done. We have electricity all surrounding him. They have a beam struggle. And it's so awesome because when Goku goes Super Saiyan 2, right, he puts away the Nioibo, and Tamagami, being a martial artist, not just a random robot, he's got honor, he puts the hammer down, and it's like, okay, let's go hand to hand. So they start throwing hands, bro. Actually, the episode starts with Tamagami attacking Goku first. Like, Tamagami accepts the challenge, and here we go. Bam, bam. So they're going at it, right? Like they are going at it. There's a beam struggle. And they did the thing that they did. And by the way, Katsunori Nakatsuru, which is the lead animator on Daima, is the same guy who did the Kamehameha in the first Dragon Ball movie and in the last OG Dragon Ball movie, which is actually the 10th anniversary special, The Path to Power. Remember the Kamehameha where the camera circling around Goku? They did like a variation of that. And that's what Nakatsuru's good at. Remember that scene in the first Cooler movie when Goku's fighting Cooler and the camera pans around Cooler and then he hits Goku with that back fist? That's also Nakatsuru. He's really, really good with the camera work. So we've got a team of Nakatsuru and Shida, and man, did they bring the goods. What a fight. What a fight this was. It wasn't very long, but they packed a lot into this one. They packed a lot into it. And like I said, I wish we'd seen it sooner. If this had played in the movie theaters, right? And I'm not saying they should have played all 8 episodes, but I mean, if you restructure the show to where you have a fight at this level earlier in the show, like during some of the earlier episodes, it would have got a lot more people hooked. If they had shown a little bit more of this fight in the trailers, it would have got people hooked. But I understand why they didn't, because I guess the idea is they want to blow everybody away and expect the word of mouth, to like sort of spread. I had kept hearing for like a year that because Daima has so much talent on it and they're given so much time to do this, it was going to have some fights that were on the level of Dragon Ball Super Broly. Now, that's a pretty big bar to reach. And I don't think we've gotten there just yet, but this fight was certainly a great example of what can be done and what we can look forward to in the series. So Tamagami 3 loses. Fair and square. Super Saiyan 2 Goku defeats him, and Tamagami 3, not an evil, malicious person, not a villain by any means, surrenders and admits that Goku was the better man. And a very honorable martial artist. And a really likable character, too. We didn't see much of him, but he kind of, again, reminds me a lot of Magetta in many ways. I think I like this guy a little bit more because he has more of a funny personality. We actually see him practicing the Kamehameha, like the movements, as Goku's leaving afterward. But just phenomenal stuff here, combat-wise. I think I'm going to go into more of this in my breakdown, some of the references and things that you may have missed. Tomorrow night is when I usually do them, so look forward to that here on the channel. And also, before I go any further, Sunday we'll be live at 4 Eastern with Adonis from SS Jutsu, and we're going to be discussing Gohan and Dragon Ball Daima. Where is he? What's going on with him? Why haven't we seen him? And I look forward to talking to you guys live there. So, like I said, the fight's just the first part of the episode. They have this little, like, cup and balls routine that they do. And when I say cup and balls, you've probably seen it before. You know how you put a ball under these cups, right? Like you play the game like with a kid or with a friend where you have like 3 cups or 5 cups and you like roll it around on a table and it's up to them to pick which cup has the ball underneath it and they lift it up. It can be used in Magic and stuff like that. Tamagami 3 does that with the 3-star demonic Dragon Ball that's in his chest. Puts it under these big, they look like cups. They're like Tamagami cups and rolls them around. Oh, earlier I should mention, I forgot to say this. When I said Tamagami had ki, I'm not talking about like actual ki like what Goku uses, but he can shoot blasts. But I don't know if it's actually ki because the Demon Realm isn't familiar with ki, so it's probably his own like kinetic energy. When he fired the blast, it sounded like the audio sounded like some of the blasts you'd see like from the Iron Man suit in the MCU, those kind of sound effects. And they may have straight up just, borrowed the idea from there because we know Dragon Ball Superhero borrowed a ton of ideas from the MCU, respectfully so. And I love how after the beam struggle, when Tamagami pushes the fireball up, Goku elbows him just like he did Recoome to get the victory. And of course, as he fired that Kamehameha, he did go up to Super Saiyan 2. So anyway, so the cup and balls thing, I'm sorry, I had to like correct all that. So he's like, where's the ball? And then Goku's like, no, it's not under a cup. It's actually over there. And he points to like the ball near this tree. And it was like right there. And it was like, okay, it was a trick question and you got it. So this is an example of Goku. You know how a lot of folks complained about how in Dragon Ball Super, they kind of made Goku too dumb? I don't think it was like that for all of Super, but there were definitely some parts that felt that way. This is Goku being smart. He figured it out. And it's not just about combat. This is out of his wheelhouse and he figured it out. So now Goku and Glorio and the gang have one of the Demon Dragon Balls. They have 2 left. And as they're about to depart, Glorio gets a phone call from guess who? Dr. Orinsu, to get an update. So this is where the story progressed. Now, I've been talking about this now for a while. I've been saying they've been foreshadowing since episode 1 that Dr. Orinsu came to Universe 7 early, before Daima started. Well, they're looking through like the DVR or whatever, the recording of like the Buu saga, and Goma and Degasu find that Dr. Orinsu was there. And when Vegeta did his sacrifice, when he blew himself up against Majin Buu, she came and she grabbed a piece of Majin Buu's pink, like flubby, like, you know, body, put it in a jar and dipped. This is what I was thinking they were going to reveal, that she was watching the Buu saga, studying all the events before Daima began. It's a retcon, but it makes sense. Now, if you've been keeping up with the leaks, you already know where this is going and what she's going to do, but the episode does give us some clues early. We're introduced to a new character, one that was also revealed on September 14th here on the channel. A new character known as Grand Witch Marva, which is Dr. Orinsu's secret, you know, sort of sidekick, if you want to say that, plotting their own schemes outside of Degasu and Goma. Now, Marval has the M symbol, the Majin symbol on her outfit. She has wings. Again, I revealed the design of this character on the 14th. Now we're seeing her in Daima. And she's got this little, I guess you can call it like a cauldron. Like, she's literally like a witch, you know, like the old school witch. Again, I said it in that video. Think of her like an evil fortune teller Baba. Dr. Orinsu reveals that she is a genius, but she still cannot replicate Majin Buu. And their whole thing, their whole journey, their whole, I guess her whole goal is to create a new Majin Buu. That was also revealed here on the channel back in July. I'm not saying that to toot my own horn. That's not why I'm doing this. Although, after all the crap I've gotten throughout the years, maybe I should. But what I'm saying is that now all the things that we've been hearing for the past few months is all coming together. Like, now the story is starting to shape up. Now, we have some new lore here. We find out that Marva is the creator of the original Majin Buu, and that Bibidi's father, was basically just like a phony who used her. Now, the thing about Marva is, this is now the 3rd time this has been retconned, because Toriyama said that Majin Buu was not created by Bibidi. First in the manga, he was created by Bibidi. Then he said in an interview later on that that was incorrect, that Bibidi conjured him, and that that Majin Buu existed since time immemorial. But now we're finding out that Marva created him. Man, Toriyama loves to retcon his own statements in this show. I'm not complaining. I know some people are complaining about it, and it's fair, and sometimes it can be annoying, but this detail, to me, isn't that big of a deal. Like, it doesn't bother me or anything like that, especially since the time immemorial thing was not said in any of the manga or any of the anime. It was just a Toriyama interview. Now, again, that may change. They may give us more context as the series progresses. Maybe she's lying. So Dr. Orinsu reveals that she's going to get the new Majin Buu, to get the demonic Dragon Balls, to overthrow Goma and take over the Demon Realm. What have I been saying? If you also said this, you are a great prognosticator, because that's her plan. It's all about that throne. So that's what Glorio's doing, is using Goku to get the Demon Dragon Balls to overthrow Goma so that Dr. Orinsu can step up. That is literally what that plan is. Now, that's cool. She wants to create a new Majin Buu. Again, we have details about all of this in other videos. I'm not going to go into the leaks here, but that's her goal. And that's the most important, to me, that's the most important conversation in Daima so far. Because now we have, with episode 8, all the, well, not all, but most of the character motivations, and now we see the pieces finally moving. And I really like it. It's improved upon, like, what we've seen so far, and this was the best episode of Daima so far, unquestionably. Not just because of that, but because of the fight at the beginning, too. Also, It's kind of funny. So apparently King Kadon wants everybody to go meet at his place because Hybis is there. So they're not going to go to Demon World 2 to fight Tamagami 2 just yet. They're going to go there first to the castle. Presumably, Hybis and Vegeta and them will be there before they go into the second Demon World. So it looks like that's going to be the focus of next week's episode. Hopefully they get to the Demon World. Based on the next episode preview, it looks like it's going to be somewhat slice of life, but they could also be hiding stuff. To be honest, I'm more interested in the Dr. Arinsu and Marval story than I am, anything with like them going back to the castle and having a party, like, or whatever. I don't think they're going to have a party literally, but, it'll be kind of a chill reunion before they go on to the next adventure. So away we go, man. Daima's finally picking up, and a good fight in this episode and good lore. Tomorrow, I'm breaking down so much more of this stuff. On the breakdown video right now on your screen is the link to watch that leaked video. Careful, there's some big spoilers for stuff coming up, although not everything, as well as other videos that I've put out recently on the channel that you need to check out. See you guys tomorrow.